In the blue corner, a city of temples, tea ceremonies, and centuries of tradition. Traditional Tokyo. And in the red corner, a city of neon lights, arcades, and towering skylines. Modern Tokyo. 2 visions, 2 guides, 2 contenders. My husband.
I'm Jeff, and I love to see the way in which the human experience is interwoven in history and tradition in Tokyo.
And my brother.
I'm Anil, and I love the technology of Tokyo.
One question. Is Tokyo a city of tradition or technology? I'm Sujata, the referee. Over the next few days, Jeff and Anil are going to show me their Tokyo. But this isn't just a family debate, because while Jeff is searching for the soul of old Japan, Anil isn't just visiting. He wants to move here. He's trying to fit into a culture with a barrage of unwritten social code. He is doing that just as some Japanese politicians are shunning foreigners.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Sujata.
Do you dream of hitting the open road?
Of the adventures and eclectic people you run across on the way? Are you waiting for the right moment, the right shot of courage?
I thought that. In 2016, I had a stroke. But then, in 2022, we got married, and now we're traveling the world, enjoying adventure and romance.
Hey, I'm a gamer.
Oh, tell me about that. What did you do today?
I played games with my friends.
And what happened in those games with your friends?
Okay, made some progress, lost a lot of progress.
Did you lose some lives?
You try to pin me on the.
Did you lose some lives?
Okay, I lost a life.
Okay, are these lives real?
Well, it's permanent.
So this is my baby brother Anil. Shortly after he was born, he detached from the umbilical cord and attached it to an Apple II computer. It was the 80s, and while me, his big sister, was trying to learn Logo and Basic, my 4-year-old brother took up computing and literally ran circles around me. This was his favorite song. That and the MIDIs, computer-generated clips that defined our decade. I'm sitting here on a terrace in Tokyo with my brother Anil and my husband Jeff. And the two people in my life cannot be any more different. They're both very different generations, and they have some very different ideas about technology.
Technology is fine, but I'm really interested in the evolution of the human spirit vis-a-vis society and the structures around it.
Jeff, on the other hand, may be allergic to technology, unless it's Facebook. But history, music, religion, or the story behind an old hotel or a guitar, grab a coffee, you'll be there a while. And between them both is me. Which one of them gets Tokyo's soul? Before Tokyo became a city of neon lights and bullet trains, it was known as Edo. For more than 250 years, it was the seat of Japan's shoguns, where many of the customs, arts, and traditions we associate with Japan today took shape. In Sushi Tuforo, we step back into that world. Restaurants like this recreate the atmosphere of that era, letting visitors step into the streets of Old Edo with the waterfalls, bonsais, and traditional decor. We had our own private booth in Japanese style. Edo was famous for many of the things that mark Tokyo today: theaters, restaurants, tea houses, and bathhouses and shopping streets. Leaving the bustling world of Edo behind, Jeff had one stop, which was an oasis from it all: Hamarikyu Gardens. Once the private retreat of the Tokugawa Shoguns, these gardens were a place to escape the city. Today, they remain an oasis of ponds, streams, and centuries-old trees, surrounded on every side by the glass towers of modern Tokyo. We wandered along winding paths and crossed wooden bridges before arriving at the garden's heart, a traditional tea house, quietly floating above the tidal pond. For Jeff, this wasn't just a beautiful place. It was where the values that shaped Japan come to life.
We're not far. You can see right behind us the old tea house.
In the tea house, I was able to partake in the ritual. Before taking a sip, I began with a traditional sweet meant to prepare my palate for the slightly bitter matcha.
First of all, you receive the cup. You don't just start slurping away at the cup. You take a look, you appreciate the vessel which it's arrived in, then you twirl, you turn the cup itself so as not to drink right from the front of the cup, it would be presumptuous, lacking in humility. Then after you've drank the tea, you actually take a look at the vessel again, appreciate the way it was wrought. It's really a metaphor. It's a metaphor for the larger values of Japanese society, or even Zen Buddhism itself, where its origins are. Okay, it typifies the values of harmony, respect, humility. Part of the reason why Japan has done such wonderful things is because of its traditions. Okay, in terms of dedication to the workplace, dedication to one's job, dedication to family, and so many other things. Actually, dedication to enjoying one's life, too, after hours.
Jeff showed me the values that shaped old Edo. Now he wanted to show me how its people lived. Around 1600, Edo was a fairly modest town. By the early 1700s, it had over 1 million people. That made it one of the largest cities on earth, larger than London or Paris at the time. Feeding a city of more than 1 million people meant vibrant markets and fresh seafood. For centuries, seafood has been at the heart of Japanese cuisine. Surrounded by the sea, Japan developed a culture where fish wasn't just food, it became an art form. That tradition is still alive today at Tsukiji Market. Its people needed fast, affordable meals. One answer was nigiri sushi, fresh slices of fish pressed into rice and sold by street vendors. It wasn't an expensive delicacy. It was Edo's version of fast food. 400 years later, the tradition lives on. But like Tokyo itself, it's evolved. Centuries of history were arriving on a conveyor belt. For a man who still thinks Facebook is cutting-edge technology, this was about as futuristic as lunch gets. Jeff had introduced me to the traditions that shaped Edo, but I really wanted to understand Japan, so there was one more stop that I couldn't miss. Asakusa. It is home to Sensuji, Tokyo's oldest Buddhist temple. For nearly 14 centuries, people have come here to pray, seek their fortunes, and ask for good luck. Yet something surprised me. In Japan, Buddhism and Shintoism don't compete with each other. Most Japanese embrace both. It's often said that people are born into Shinto, married in a Shinto shrine, and buried according to Buddhist tradition. Religion here isn't about choosing one faith over another. It's about carrying traditions through the different moments of life. I decided to explore Asakusa on my own. I expected to step back into old Japan. Instead, I found something unexpected. People renting kimonos, taking selfies, laughing, walking on the streets.
What's interesting about this temple is that you can actually get your fortune told using little sticks, and I'll show you how. Boxes all correspond to a fortune. So first of all, I'm going to take my 100 yen and I'm going to put it into the box. And then I'm going to take this shaker and shake it until a fortune comes out. And you can see the fortunes come out. There is a number on it, 84. So then I go here And I try to find, I mean, this is the one that they actually have this in English and in Roman numerals. Otherwise, if you go to a Buddhist shrine, they usually have it in Japanese numerals. So you take your fortune. It's bad fortune. No is the meaning of the way of being obstructed, safe being the way of being open. It is difficult for you to find your own way. The cherry blossoms in spring as if they bloom in autumn and will wither in front of the cold wind. Your family will not get along well, so you'll always have to have troubles in your family. Devils will come to steal your treasure, so your family will become poor at last. I'm not sure if I like this fortune. So I'm going to tie the fortune because I don't like it very much on this little sheet. There, I have tied my bad fortune. So I have decided to redo my fortune because I can't leave Tokyo with a bad fortune. So this time I drew number 11, was the best fortune, which I'll get treasure and dignity. My family business will be prosperous. I will be extremely developed and well known to people in the world. And maybe this YouTube video will go far. And shooting arrows to the sky brings you big game. You are happy, as you mentioned above. You are also able to get the assistance of gods. So my wishes have been answered.
To celebrate surviving my fortune at Sensuji, I ended with another Tokyo tradition, Hoppy Street. Hoppy Street is one of Asakusa's old drinking lanes, packed with tiny casual restaurants, red lanterns, and outdoor table. It is famous for hoppy, a low-alcohol beer-like drink usually mixed with soju. It became popular after the war as a cheap alternative to beer. After temples, tea ceremonies, and fortunes, this was another side of old Tokyo. More than 250 years, the Tokugawa Shoguns ruled from Edo. Then, in 1868, everything changed. The emperor moved from Kyoto to Edo. The city was renamed Tokyo, the eastern capital, and Japan embarked on one of the fastest modernization projects in history, the Meiji period. The country embraced Western science, engineering, and industry, but rather than abandoning its traditions, Japan adapted them. Many of the foods we think as traditionally Japanese were born during this period of change. After the devastation of World War II, Japan reinvented itself again. The world came to know Japan through its bullet trains, Toyota automobiles, Sony electronics, Nintendo video games, and a relentless drive to innovate.
The transit system, it's so high tech, and you go and it goes really quickly, and it gets you where you need to really speed you.
This was the Tokyo Anil had dreamed about, a city where technology isn't just something you admire, it's woven into everyday life.
Well, I'm an anime fan, I'm a geek.
So he was going to take me to Nerdvana, the Tokyo neighborhood of Akihabara.
This is Akihabara, the center of technology.
After the Second World War, Akihabara became known as Electric Town. At first, people came here to buy radios, vacuum tubes, and spare electronic parts. As Japan rebuilt, the neighborhood grew alongside the country's technology industry. Over time, that evolved into computers, video games, anime, manga, cosplay, and otaku culture. Bright lights, brash colors, noisy arcade games, towering electronics stores, and giant video screens showing anime make it unlike anywhere else on Earth. It's a place that caters to the whims of geeks, mostly men, from around the world. Girls dressed in maid outfits entice customers into themed cafes. Out of respect for the maids, photography is generally not allowed.
What is a maid cafe?
You get served by a maid. She plays cute games with you, and she also acts very, very cute while serving you. Figure Tower, that they probably sell anime figurines there.
Okay. What are anime figurines for those who have no idea?
They're little pre-posed dolls that basically you can use to display around your apartment or house.
And do you have one?
Nope.
Yet.
I just recently moved. I had to throw my old ones out.
Alright, this is Akihabara. This is basically full of arcades. Lots of gamers would love coming here.
And is this your favorite place on earth?
Next question.
Taking a page from Anil, I indulged in my own techie interests, taking the futuristic train gliding over Tokyo Harbor. But even here, I couldn't escape the place where nature and technology meet. Team Lab Planets isn't a museum in the traditional sense. It's an interactive world where art, light, water, and technology come together. I wandered through fields of glowing orchids that seemed to drip from the ceilings, watched waterfalls of light bend and flow around the room, stood beneath crystal cascades that shimmered like rain, and waded through an ever-changing landscape of light and sound, and climbing gyms out of Star Trek. It wasn't nature, and it wasn't technology. It was something entirely new, a reminder that in Tokyo, the future doesn't replace nature. It finds new ways to celebrate it. It's easy to understand why Anil fell in love with Tokyo. The technology, the innovation, the endless fascination of discovering something new. But technology wasn't the only reason he moved here.
I learned a bit about Japanese culture and I thought I'd experience it wholesale.
Fluent in Japanese, Anil spends hours drilling vocabulary and grammar with one goal: passing the JLPT N2 exam and building a life in Japan. His student visa allows him to study Japanese full-time, but his school teaches him much more than language. Every day, students from China, Europe, and across Asia learn how to live in Japan.
The first thing you have to do is at the beginning of the class you have to stand and you have to bow and greet and the teacher and you greet each other. The second thing is you do that at the end of the class too. The second part is you will have there's a cleaning duty, and every week the teacher chooses 3 students to basically clean the desks and the floors.
And why do they do that?
To keep a little bit of respect and keep the classroom clean, and also to teach students the value of cleanliness.
In Japan, students, teachers, and principals clean their own schools. It teaches respect, responsibility, and social solidarity from an early age. It's one reason Japan's streets are famously clean without graffiti, despite having remarkably few public garbage cans. Even recycling requires learning a complex set of rules. Having an apartment, commuting, navigating bureaucracy, and living among locals, Anil is getting a crash course in belonging that few tourists ever experience. Many visitors unknowingly break Japanese social rules.
Don't litter, even though there's barely any garbages. You should be quiet on the subways. Don't talk on your cell phone on the subways. Put it into either a very low vibrate or completely silent, so you don't bother other people. On crowded subways, you can't even talk to other people when they're right next to you. Try not to stand in anyone's way when you walk. Try to be fairly conscious about where everyone is. Eating food, you cannot walk and eat food at the same time. And let's see what else. And in terms of cleanliness, try and leave things as clean as when you saw them, or even slightly cleaner. When you're in someone's place, you need to take off the shoes. There's a depressed area called the Genkan, and you are supposed to leave your shoes there and not take them inside. You should order it properly and put it so that it's facing the door and it's all lined up.
What about like the general ethos of how you're supposed to act in Japanese society?
The main idea is trying not to be a burden to others. So, and kind of let them exist in their own space. So you kind of have to be you're trying to be conscientious.
So wait, is it high-tech Anil embracing Japanese tradition? While his school is doing everything it can to help him succeed, Japanese society is a bit more complicated. Immigration has become one of Japan's most contentious political issues. Sansaito, a successful nationalist party, argues that rising tourism and immigration threaten public order and social cohesion. Their growing influence has pushed the governing Liberal Democratic Party towards tighter immigration policies. Earlier this year, Indian restaurant owner Manish Kumar broke down after learning that changes to immigration rules could force him to leave Japan after nearly 30 years. His children speak Japanese and only know Japan as home. So for Anil, learning Japanese is only part of the challenge. The harder task is going to be to prove he belongs, and his school is trying to show him how.
So basically, if we can, they consider that Japanese philosophy the best about being conscientious of others, and if we can retain that, we can also bring Japan new ideas as well, and kind of enrich Japanese culture.
What I didn't realize was that over the course of the week, both of them were changing. Anil, the stereotypical tech geek more interested in computers than housekeeping, was beginning to appreciate the Japanese traditions of order, cleanliness, and putting everything into its proper place. Jeff came expecting a cold, high-tech megacity, but what stayed with him wasn't the technology, it was the kindness.
People are really willing to slow down and give you a hand, not expecting anything in return, just a sense of duty. That is very, very comforting.
And Jeff was beginning to see how tech could help his world. Jeff took a cruise down the harbor, marveling at the glass towers and lights. And at the Metropolitan Building, he paused to look at the glittering swath of city life.
I have to say, with the walking with the cane, they made it so easy on me, helping me through the line and allowing me to even not have to stand in one spot for like long periods of time. So I'm very impressed.
And a lot of the technology creates sidewalks, automatic chair cars, accessible buildings and toilets with tech lifts, just made his life a lot easier.
Metro was, it was accessible without much difficulty at all. Elevators everywhere.
Maybe that's what Anil has been learning all along. The trains, the robots, and the technology weren't the story. They were just the backdrop. What made Japan memorable wasn't the machines, it was the people. So maybe this wasn't about tradition versus technology after all. Tokyo isn't a place where the past and the future compete. It's a place where they quietly coexist.
But I found like people being extremely, extremely kind and considerate and helping me out at every single place that I can imagine. So I think that often we have fantasies about between modernity or between the modern bright lights of Shinjuku or the old classics of Geishas. But in everyday life is always being redeveloped.
The thrill of the road does not end with a stroke. Come travel with us.
Please subscribe to our channel, Fierce Travel, and ring the bell for more notifications.
So do it.